I am teacher Kimberlyn M. Facunla, and for today's video, we're going to discuss the 10 rules in playing softball. So are you ready to listen? Okay, that's great. Without further ado, let's start. So for our first rule is that in softball, only 9 players per team, including the first player, which is the pitchers from position number 1, second player, which is the catchers from position number 2, third player, which is the first baseman from position number 3, fourth player, which is the second baseman from position number 4 on the field chart, and the fifth player, which is the third baseman from position number 5, sixth player, which is the shortstop from position number 6, seventh player, which is the left fielder from position number 7, eighth player, which is the center fielder from the position number 8, and lastly for the ninth player, which is the right fielder from position number 9. So again, let me repeat our first rule in softball. Only 9 players per team. So now, let's proceed to our second rule, which is the 3 strike and you're out. So in this rule, each at bat, so a batter is allowed 3 strikes before they are called out. So this is what we know as strikeout, which is not the desired outcome of a batter. So the umpire behind home plate judges whether a pitch is a strike or a ball. So to determine whether it is a strike, it must be a pitch must fall within the strike zone, from which is the imaginary area over the home plate in between the batter's knees and bottom part of their shoulder. So if the batter swings at any pitch shown and does not make contact with the ball, so that is automatically a strike as well. So players can strike out swinging and strike out looking. So again, let me repeat our second rule. So in our second rule, 3 strikes and you're out. So now, let's proceed to our third rule, which is the 4 balls is a walk. So each at bat, if the pitcher throws 4 balls before getting 3 strikes or having the batter hit the softball into play, so the batter is awarded first base. If there is another runner already present at first base, they are allowed to advance as well. So ball are pitches thrown outside of the batter's strike zone. For pitchers, walks are never preferred, and they usually mean longer at bats with more pitches. So a walk is commonly also referred to as base on balls. So again, let me repeat our third rule. 4 ball is a walk. So now, let's proceed to our fourth rule, running the bases. So for the first thing players should know is which way to run the bases. So the bases are first base, second base, third base, and the home plate. So they're to be run in order around the infield. Players should be sure to touch each base as they pass them. Players may only overrun first base and home plate. However, in second and third base cannot be overrun. As soon as the batter's bat make contact with the ball, that is when he or she immediately starts running to the first base. So the batter will stay on the first base unless their coach tells them to keep running the bases or the umpire says it was a foul ball. So when a player reaches home plate after touching all the bases, their team is awarded 1 run. So again, let me repeat our fourth rule, running the bases. So now, let's proceed to our fifth rule, which is 3 outs per team per inning. So when we say inning, this is when both teams have batted already. So each team is allowed 3 outs while at bat each inning. So an inning is made of 2 halves. So at the top of the inning is when the away team bats, and the bottom half of the inning is when the home team bats. So an out is when the opposing team catches the thrown or force out, tug out, and fly ball, or also called fly out. So each team wants to limit the amount of outs they get while batting, and they get 3 outs as fast as possible while in the field. So again, let me repeat our 5th rule. 3 outs per team per inning. So now, let's proceed to our 6 rules. So in softball, we only have 7 innings in a game. So in each individual softball game, there are 7 full innings played. And whichever team has the most runs at the end of the 7 innings is deemed the winner. So as stated earlier, each inning has 2 parts consisting the 3 outs each. So for the total of 6 out in each inning, so remember that in softball, there are no ties. So if the score is tied after 7 innings, extra inning will be played to determine the winners. So again, let me repeat our number 6 rule. In softball, we only have 7 innings in a game. So now, let's proceed to our number 7 rule. Pitchers must throw underhand. So unlike in baseball, pitchers in softball must throw the ball in an underhand motion with their hand below their hip. So the pitcher must, with both feet, make contact with the pitcher's plate prior to throwing a pitch, and no part the wind up can involve any stopping or forward motion. So again, let me repeat our number 7 rule. Pitchers must throw underhand. So now, let's proceed to our number 8 rule. Foul balls are softball hit out of play. So foul balls are any softball hit out of the regulation field of play. So on the right and left sides of the field, there is foul line drawn in a white chalk. So balls hit outside on the line are called foul, and runners cannot advance on these balls. So if a batter hits a foul ball, they receive 1 strike but cannot strike out on foul ball. So if the batter fouls a ball with 2 strikes, then an additional pitch is thrown and the strike counts remain the same. So if a foul ball is caught without hitting on the ground, the batter is out. So again, let me repeat our number 8 rule. Foul balls are softball hit out of play. So now, let's proceed to our number 9 rule. So runner must stay within the base path. So while advancing around all 4 bases, runners must stay within the designated base path or they will be called out. So between each base, an imaginary straight line is drawn and runners are allowed to run up to the 3 feet on either side of the line. So as you can see in the image, this gives players some space to avoid potential tags by fielding players while still containing them within the base path. So base path is not a set line and is created by the runner once they begin to run towards. So again, let me repeat our number 9 rule. Runners must stay within the base path. Okay, there we go for our last rule that we will discuss for today. So okay, for our number 10 rule, getting hit by a pitch means a free base. So take a look at the picture that's shown. So when a batter is hit by a ball thrown by a pitcher outside of the strike zone, they are awarded first base. So it does not matter what the strikes or ball count is. So it's automatic base. So runners on bases are also able to advance a base if necessary. So hitting a batter with a pitch is usually an accident on the side of the pitcher. But if it is repetitive, it can be seen as poor sportsmanship, okay? So the batter should always try to avoid being hit by a pitch, but in many scenarios, it is easier said than done. Okay, so now, here are the 10 rules in softball that we had discussed. First, in softball, only 9 players per team. Second, 3 strikes and you're out. Third, 4 balls is a walk. Fourth, running the bases. 5, 3 outs per team per inning. 6, in softball, we only have 7 innings in a game. 7, pitchers must throw underhand. 8, foul balls are softball hit out of play. 9, runners must stay within the base path. And lastly, getting hit by a pitch means a free base. So there are many other rules not discussed here in our video today, but as you watch or play softball, the rules will become clearer to you. So again mga ka-PE, I am teacher Kimberlyn M. Facunla, and I hope you'll enjoy and learn a lot in this video lesson regarding softball rules. Have a nice day everyone! Goodbye!